Hi everybody, and first of all, thank you for the opportunity to come and talk tonight. I'm one of the first of a number of, well, I'm sure we're great speakers to give you opportunities about careers that you might want to take in the paramedics and industry. I'm going to talk a little bit about Ambulance Victoria tonight, one of the employers that you will have opportunities to apply for into the future. As an ambulance service, we have lots of opportunities for people able to work in big urban centres as well as regional Victoria. So from an Ambulance Victoria perspective, there are many opportunities for people to work in areas that interest them. A number of you will want to work in big urban centres, a lot of you will, not a lot of you, my experience, a number of you will want to work in rural communities, and there is, as I'll talk a little bit about tonight, there are lots of opportunities for you to work across the state of Victoria. So I think most of you by now will know what we do, but basically our key roles are about emergency medical care, pre-hospital care and emergency medical response. We undertake non-emergency transport, so we have some non-emergency staff working for AV, a number of them casually, a number of them that are actually already volunteers with AV or who are students and others who hold appropriate qualifications to do that. We also contract a large proportion of our low acuity work to non-emergency providers around the state as well. Major incident management, so things such as the bushfires, floods, etc. We play a critical role in providing care in that environment, and a lot of primary health support to help communities get back up to normality post their incident. Adult retrieval, so we have a retrieval service that combines our paramedics and doctors across the state to retrieve critically ill patients, predominantly from regional Victoria back into metropolitan Melbourne by fixed wing or rotary wing aircraft. We have a burgeoning growing area of our business, referral service, which is about trying to manage low acuity cases to appropriate alternative service providers to free up our emergency crews to be able to respond. We do a lot of work in community education, not first aid. We're not in the business of doing first aid. There are plenty of other businesses that work in that space well. But we do a lot of work in educating the community, particularly about how to manage that emergency in its first few minutes, particularly around things such as cardiac arrest and through our 4 Steps for Life program. And we're a fee-for-service organisation, which means that we run a subscription scheme and insurance scheme, if you like, to allow people to insure themselves against ambulance transport. So, why would you want to join us? We do value our employees. Please do not believe everything you read on the internet. So we value our employees as an organisation. Our strength is about our paramedics and other frontline professionals who are providing care to the Victorian community, our volunteers and our paramedics and our non-emergency staff. We nurture the development of graduates. We have a comprehensive graduate program. We spend a lot of time in ensuring that you can take all the education that you've got as a paramedic through your 3 years or 4 years of university, depending which course you're doing, and can translate that into being a competent, independent practitioner at the end of your first 12 months. We are world leaders in pre-hospital practice. I'm not just saying that, you can go and look at the evidence around that. We're in the top 4th percentile of ambulance services in the world, survival of cardiac arrest. We are leading edge with regard to some of the clinical research that we do, and we have some of the most permissive clinical practices of any ambulance service in the world. We do offer a work-lifestyle balance, and that's a good thing from your perspective, because the ambulance service that I joined 28 years ago is different from the ambulance service that's there today, in the sense that people who joined 28 or 30 years ago wanted to have a full-time career working as a paramedic, coming to work every day and then retiring after 30 years. What you're telling us is that you want to work flexibly with us. And so there's a lot of work being done at the moment about increasing part-time opportunities. There's a lot of work being done to enable people to take time off, say a year off to go and travel and do things like that. So we're doing a lot of work right now to try and acknowledge that if we're not flexible in the way we offer employment to you, you're likely to go work for someone else. And we don't want to lose you as an opportunity as a future employee. We have a diverse workload, so we provide a variety of work, and the nature of the pre-hospital environment, as all of you who have been on placement know, is diverse, and so you get access to a diverse workload across the state. We have professional development opportunities and career progression opportunities. You can become flight paramedics, you can work on the helicopters, you can work in referral, you can take a management or clinical instructor stream. There are heaps of opportunities. As I said, it's my 28th year in ambulance, and I've probably had, I think, close to 15 different jobs over that 28 years within the industry. So there are lots of opportunities in lots of diverse areas. And the graduate area, you have a one-on-one supported graduate program with us through your initial first 12 months. Our future, because I think this is important, because we often hear that people are worried that there won't be employment in ambulance for the number of graduates coming out of universities. Over the last few years, I think we've employed close to 300 people a year. Whilst we're still finalising our budget for next year, I would be surprised if we don't recruit a similar number next year. So there's a lot of paramedic opportunities in this state. We are going to continue to grow new ambulances. We have an election this year. I'll be interested to see what gets put forward by various parties in government today for future ambulances, but there is always going to be growth in emergency ambulances because our emergency growth is going, 6% growth per annum in emergency workload. We can divert as much as we can to our referral services and other groups, but we're still going to need more emergency ambulances, which is good from an employment point of view. The ageing workforce, so we have an ageing workforce. We have, I was looking at something today, nearly 1,000 of our paramedics are aged between 45 and 65. If you think about it, over the next few years, there will be quite a bit of retirement of our paramedics, which again creates opportunity for new paramedics coming through. We have, I mentioned before, increased flexible work arrangements, which means that more and more paramedics are wanting to work part-time for us, both to have families or to take different career progression, which means that we're having to increase the numbers of paramedics we employ to enable that. So a lot of our recruitment, like 70 paramedics this year, have been to enable more part-time work. Because our older paramedics and a lot of our younger paramedics are saying we'd like to work part-time, we'd like to work for unis part-time, want to do our PhD or study part-time and work for ambulance part-time. Again, if we're not going to offer you those sort of environments, you're going to choose to work somewhere else. So that's important to us. And importantly also, as we meet our future demand needs as an ambulance service, there are going to be a lot of opportunities for increased use of the non-emergency sector to better manage those medium and low acuity cases. So we expect that the non-emergency arm of our business will continue to grow over time. The contractors that work for us will be part of that. So there are lots of opportunities to work in managing potentially not high-end emergency cases, but different cases that are managed today by those non-emergency groups as part of our revised operating model that we're working through with government at the moment. So, in summary, lots of opportunities to be a paramedic with Ambulance Victoria. We're continuing to grow the number of paramedics, and we've been doing so for the last number of years, and I have no reason to believe that won't be the same next year. As I said, I expect we'll be looking to be close to 300 paramedics again next year, and that will continue, particularly given the ageing workforce and the increased flexibility that people are looking for in their careers. So, I hope that's a very quick snapshot. We've got a lot of other speakers who'll tell you tonight about other opportunities, and at the end of the session tonight, I'll be part of the group and have an opportunity to answer any questions that you might have. So thank you for the opportunity to talk to you tonight.